Hey friends, and welcome back to Path of Exile for a quick update on what I've been working on. So I was working on a Flicker Strike cast on crit, but I've decided to pause that because it's going to take some more research and a lot more currency to really pin that down. So what I've transitioned to for now is a Rakiyada's Consecrated Path of Endurance. So what we're doing is we have a Juggernaut with Consecrated Path of Endurance, and we are stacking endurance charges in order to have a huge AoE. So right now, here's what our AoE looks like. The objective is to try and get a total screen coverage on our Consecrated Path, and we are getting pretty close to being there. So the way this is working is we've got Rakiyada's Path, we've got Replica Abyssus, we have Feral's Fur, and we have one Combs sign and a Death's Door. Later on, we might go for a second comb sign, or we might try to grab a synthesized ring. But at the moment, we're at 9 charges, which seems to do pretty well. And then we've got some flasks set up. I just switched to these, so I'm not sure what the damage is looking like right now. But hopping into a quick strand map, because I've just been running some yellow maps, trying to get experience. This is what the build looks like in practice. No mods on this one, just running it for speed. We go through. We have to hit everything a couple times. We're going crit on this, so the more we stack crit, the better this is going to get. And I'm also utilizing the Adorned Jewel for this build. For those who might not know, the Adorned Jewel is a new unique jewel that increases the effect of corrupted magic jewels in your tree by 50 to 150%. So you can more than double the effectiveness of your jewels by using this. You can get really nice jewels with that. So we're using life and crit multi for our jewels, which means as we get more crit chance, our build will just get better and better. And so we got a couple things going on, because endurance charges are actually pretty hard to maintain, and will just become more hard to maintain as the build gets faster. So what we've got is we've got Replica Feral's Fur, which is generating endurance charges whenever we gain Cat's Grace. And then we have the Juggernaut, which right here, you can see that we have chance to gain charges on hit. We generate 1 endurance charge every second if we've been hit recently. And most importantly, we have a 25% chance that if we would gain an endurance charge, we instead gain maximum endurance charges. And so that's helping us sustain a huge amount. We can actually sustain pretty well as long as we've been hit recently. So we don't even need Feral's Fur if we've been hit recently, but I wanted to get Feral's Fur to make that a more consistent feel on the build. We could go unyielding here to get some more AoE, but I felt like untiring was just going to feel better on the build overall. The other thing we've got going on is we are using the Primalist, so we are stacking charms, and all of these charms are going to have area of effect per endurance charge. This is something that's been seen before. It's not new tech, but since we want to have that huge AoE, and we're already stacking endurance charges, it just makes sense. I've also grabbed chaos resistance on both of these. We've got quite a lot of chaos resistance coming from just our charms. Look over here, we've got 23 chaos res, and I don't think I have any at all on my items. Alright, so switching over to POV, this is what we've got so far. We have a pretty spread out tree. We want to grab all the endurance charges we can on the tree. We're grabbing the frenzy charge. Since we have Feral's Fur, we have max frenzy pretty much all the time. And then we have iron reflexes, unwavering stance, and we want our Pantheon for immune to freeze and immune to chill. We don't have that yet, so it's a little rough. We've got life, we're planning on getting more life, and then we've got these cluster jewels, and we're going to get more cluster jewels right over here. So this is the plan so far. Right now we have a crit chance of 60% with a crit multi of 371. And we're utilizing a bunch of jewels like this one. This one gives us 15 crit strike multi and 5% increase max life. But because of the adorned that we have, we are actually gaining double that. So this jewel, for instance, is giving us 30 crit strike multi and 10% increased maximum life. And so we've got things like that going on all over the place. We also have that which was taken, which is giving us covered in ash on hit and more area of effect and instant leech. And those are the 3 that I wanted on that jewel. I actually forgot to put covered in ash on here, which we should have pretty regularly going for us. And so yeah, that's the build so far. We have frenzy charges, we have endurance charges. We should have power charges, but I didn't want to check that because it's not super consistent yet. With the jewels that we're using and with another cluster setup, we should be able to boost our crit strike multi pretty intensely and get that going. We're also only using a 5 link right now, so having a better link setup will be incredible. Our colors are also not great because we don't want a green at all. We want I think it's 4 red 2 blue is what we want ideally. Yeah, so that's the build that I've been working on. I can't wait to see what else I can do with it, but for now, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.